I wanted to talk today about my approach to painting. In this case, I'm going to use as reference a photograph that I took and that I composed and doctored up with a little bit of color as well last summer of some gorgeous peonies. I wish I had them with me right now, but it's January outside and the peonies are deep in sleep. I wanted to start with a colored background, and because green is the complement of red, I thought that this would be a good background color to help kind of punch out the images. The latest thing I've been doing is doing my preliminary drawing with chalk, and it's really great because obviously you can wipe it out and move things around with it. Once I've decided where all my pieces will go in the painting, I go over the whole thing either with a marker or in this case with just a slightly darker paint. So it's just a little bit of an indicator to me where the main pieces will lie in my painting. I have my brushes here and I mostly use fluid acrylics, although I sometimes use tube paints as well. I squeeze out a lot of the fluid acrylic into containers that have tight plastic tops, and they fit nicely into this muffin tin. When you go shopping to buy that, make sure you buy everything at the same time because the muffin tins have to be a little extra large to fit these containers. I have I use a torn up old towel or face cloth to wipe the excess water off my brush, because when I'm mixing the colors I really want to be able to control how thick or thin they are, and so, you know, for instance, this brush here, I'll take it out of the water and just squeeze out the excess that way. And now it's ready to you know, dab a couple of colors and mix them in my tray. The next thing I'll do is I'll take some matte medium, either a thick gel type or a runny fluidy type, and I'll spread it over my entire canvas before I apply any paints. This way the painting stays wet longer. Acrylic has a tendency to dry up really fast, but this extends the period that it's wet, and it also enables me to be able to scratch through to the color on the canvas and be able to bring that out. But I'll show you what I mean. I've mixed up a little bit of the thick gel here with the thin medium, and I'm mixing it right on the canvas. Oh, maybe I didn't put enough on. Anyways, I will spread this over the entire thing. The only disadvantage is at first, yeah, it's too thick. I'm going to add some water here. You know, after you've done a few of these, you just kind of get to sense what is too wet and what is too dry. The disadvantage is, of course, that you can't initially see your background anymore, or as well. Yeah, I can still see it. And also, it's hard to believe that this stuff will actually dry completely transparent. Yeah, I'm just adding a little bit more water to it. The other thing I do is I keep a squirt bottle handy with water in it, and I squirt it as I'm going to just prolong that drying period a little bit more. Okay, this is really hard. I only have two hands and I can't push the off button while I'm doing this. Technical details. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to let my brush dance. Now I have an actual implement that is specifically for moving around stuff. I love how slippery it is. Now, I like a bit of squirting. It will, as you can see, move the paint. So it's this kind of back and forth thing, and I'll show you later. So this is how far I've got, and I'm losing the light now, so I'm going to let it dry and come back tomorrow and work on it some more. I really like the looseness of it, and I love a lot of the texture. Really like what's happening in there, and over here too. I'd like to have a little more contrast. So, as I say, I'll come back tomorrow with fresh eyes and see what happens.